Well, I'm really proud of our players for the way we played in this game. This is always a tough game. It's a tough time of the year, 8 games in a row, and I thought they responded really well. I thought we really controlled the game in the second half. The defense played pretty well in the second half. We were able to run the ball and take the air out of it a little bit. We still made some explosive plays in the first half. I think you got to give Tennessee's players a lot of credit. They really play hard. They fight you. They got a lot of resiliency, and Jeremy's doing a really good job with them from that standpoint. They had a really good plan against us. They had us a little confused in the second quarter, and played nickel in the second half against some of the stuff and was able to adjust out a little bit better. But Tua had a good day. I know everybody's going to want to know he's fine. He could have went back in the game if he needed to go back in the game, but we're about ready to put Jalen in anyway. I'm just really pleased. A lot of guys having a lot of fun in the locker room. It's always good to see the players, have fun. They love the tradition of this game. It was good to see Butch Jones get dumped on, out there. I know he was happy, and he's done a great job for us, and we really appreciate, the things that he's done to help our program as well. So all around, great win. Obviously, coming up with a bye week, we've got lots of things to work on, lots of things to improve on. Even today, a lot of good things, but also some things that we need to do better. Continue to make mistakes in critical times, whether it's the bust on the flea flicker or whatever it is, to give up big plays, and we're going to be in more challenging games. I think it's always the situation. We've been 8-0 at this point quite a few times, but it's all about how you finish. And this bye week is a good time for us to try to improve so we have a better chance to finish like we want to finish and face the challenges that we have, coming up in the future. So that's going to be the goal for this week. Players will get a little time off. We got some guys nicked up. They'll get some time off, but try to develop more depth on our team as well.
Questions?
You don't normally get a chance to watch the offensive line live, but his first impression on Deontay Brown?
I can't even give you one. I mean, it's not a very good view from the sidelines. He had a really good week of practice. I know the plan was to watch him upstairs. He and Lester are kind of competing at that position. Lester sprained his ankle and bothered him a little bit last week, so Deontay got an opportunity, and from everything that I heard from upstairs, they were pleased with the way he played.
What did you think about the defense early turnover, 3 and out, the way they set the tone?
Well, I think it was important. It's always important when you play on the road to take the crowd out of the game a little bit. I think we had, 3 and outs. So that was really good. But we got to be able to sort of sustain that, maintain that kind of intensity in the game. And, in the second quarter, I didn't think we played as well. They scored 2 touchdowns, and it gave them an opportunity to get back in the game. And we got to cut some of those things out.
Questions?
What did you see from Josh Jacobs out there, particularly in that the first half?
Yeah, well, Josh started the game today. We had 2 guys that Raekwon didn't play in the first half, and Damian didn't start for internal reasons. Let's just put it that way. And but Josh did a really good job. And I thought Najee played well when he played, ran the ball well, and I've been very pleased with all of our running backs this year and the job that they've done.
Can you speak to the decision to make a change at punter?
I'm sorry?
Can you speak to the decision to make a change at punter?
Well, nobody's entitled to a job. Everybody's in competition. We need to help the other guy who has a lot of talent become a better punter. And I think he gets a little anxious in the game and sort of loses his technique a little bit. So give him some time to cool off a little bit. Maybe that'll help him see things from a little different perspective. But I also thought Mike did a pretty good job tonight as well.
Coach, kind of touching on Mike, after all he's been through kind of during the course of his football career, what does it say about him not only as a person but as a football player that he hasn't given up?
Who are you talking about?
Mike, the punter.
Mike Bernier.
Yeah, I mean, you like to see guys that really are willing to stick with the process of doing the things they need to do to be successful and make the choices and decisions they need to make to continue to improve and get better and compete, and not just give in and give up when they don't get immediate self-gratification for what they're doing. And he's certainly done that, and I was happy to see him, in the few opportunities he had, do a good job today.
You seem to be getting asked about Quinn Williams almost every press conference. He seems to be playing at a high level. What do you think has been the key to that this year?
Well, we always thought Q was a good player. When he played last year, he played very well. And I think he's improved. I think he's a very smart player. He understands what the other people are trying to do. He's got really good initial quickness. He's got some power, which when we recruited him, he weighed about 260. Now he's in the 285 range, and he's gotten stronger. So he always had the athleticism and the quickness. So he's just developed into a really good player.
Nick, you know how much success Tennessee's had through the years, and you know how much this rivalry means to your fans. For you to come out on top all 12 years, no one's ever beaten Tennessee 12 straight times. How special is that?
Well, it's special for all the people in Alabama who probably have a hard time going to sleep last night worrying about this game. And I think where my self-gratification comes from, and knowing that we made all those people really happy, and all those guys in that locker room over there are really happy. Because of all the hard work that they've done to try to get to this point, and to see them sort of have a spirit about them that's really, really positive, and they feel good about what they did today, really makes me feel good.
Nick, how have you seen Tua kind of work through the adversity? This is the first time he's kind of had adversity this season with the knee and everything like that. We've seen him work through that.
Well, he's had the knee for 2 weeks, so he's, was a lot better this week than last week in terms of practice, and I think he's getting better and better. It was really windy out there today. I mean, really windy, and the wind had a big impact on the game. And, a few of his passes that he would normally, probably make, I think were affected a little bit. He was probably affected a little bit, when you're throwing into it. It's a little bit of a crosswind too, but I thought he played really well in the game. And, Tua is a really positive, guy. He's driven to want to be a really good player, so he tries to do all the things that he can to improve and get better. He doesn't get satisfied very easily, and I think that's the key to being able to overcome adversity when you have it, and I think he's done a good job.
Coach will finish up.
Nick, what's it been like to watch the passing game come together and be as efficient as it has been? The throws, the catches, the routes, the reads, the whole thing. And did you get hit with ice at halftime as well on the field?
The ice doesn't bother me at all. So I'd rather have somebody upset when we're playing on the road than happy about their circumstance, because that means our circumstance wouldn't be very good. So what was the first question?
The efficiency of the passing game, watching the way it's all come together, what's that been like?
Well, I think we got the right kind of players. I said in the beginning of the year we'll have a different kind of team this year. We've got 4 really, really good receivers. I mean, those guys make tough catches. They made contested catches today. They took some big hits after they made catches today. They make some great catches on long balls. And, the quarterback is a naturally instinctive guy that really understands what he's supposed to do. I think we have 2 really good offensive tackles, which the protection today was really, really good. I mean, there was a couple plays that we made where we really had a lot of time. I mean, if we were in 7-on-7, me being a defensive coach and a quarterback took that much time, I'd tell the offensive guys they were cheating. But that is really good that we have that kind of protection. So that's the kind of team that we have. And Jalen, when he gets an opportunity to play, everybody sees how much he's progressed in the passing game, staying in the pocket, making reads, getting the ball to the right guys. The interception that he threw today was not really his fault. It was a tip ball. The star came. He was supposed to throw the RPO. They ran trap. The back's supposed to block the star coming, and he didn't do it. So the ball gets tipped. And so this is the kind of thing that everybody's got to be responsible to do their job if things are going to work. And it'll be a great teaching lesson for us on offense to be able to make that point. But we want to continue to improve in the passing game because I think some of the challenges that we have down the road against the kind of defenses we're going to play against, we're going to have to be really, really efficient in the passing game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.